On this episode, I talk about digital portfolios. This is Edtech Library episode number 8, Seesaw. What's up everyone, I'm Mike and welcome to Edtech Library. On this episode I'm going to talk about a great new web application called Seesaw. Now Seesaw is a digital portfolio platform that's available on the web, but it's also available through iOS and Android devices. Now you may remember these ugly guys back in your school days where we took them out at the beginning and the end of the years. We stored a bunch of stuff in them, usually at the end of the year. And then you get this when you graduate. You look back on the memories, you have a few laughs, and that's about it. So when we're talking about these portfolios, yeah, they were a step in the right direction. We're starting to gather some reflections, some work that we have from our past years to show that long-term growth. But in terms of functionality, these are not it. When we talk about Seesaw, Seesaw picks up where they left off. Seesaw is a great application that's very easy to use, which I'll show you in a little bit in the look-in. But Seesaw is a way for us to begin to start to think about the way we demonstrate learning a little bit differently. As a paradigm begins to shift in teaching and learning to a more, I guess you could say, 21st century model, it's important for us to think about how we demonstrate learning as having to change as well with that paradigm. And that's where Seesaw comes in. It's going to allow us to track and demonstrate growth over long periods of time by allowing students to gather the information and the data, the works that help demonstrate that learning. So in order to learn more about what Seesaw has to offer, let's head to the look-in. So here we are on the look-in, and as you can see here in the background, I have included or already logged into my account. Now when you log into your account, you're actually going to get this view here. So I'm in one of my classes, Mr. Peck Social Studies, but I can quickly move between classes by looking up here in the upper left hand corner. You can see some of the features. You can add items to your own class, stuff like announcements or maybe different pictures or different documents if you'd like. There's a feed view which is going to show you what the actual class is seeing. So this is sort of like a kind of like a Google Classroom-esque, a Facebook-esque, Twitter, whatever you want to say. This is a piece that is not just allowing students to add their own content, but also collaborate with others and see what others are adding in. Other things, you can add calendars. There is a class blog, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then you can also see stuff that has been added to your classroom, but you haven't approved yet. So if by clicking on this, you will see anything that has been added to the blog or also the stream, if you so choose, and you can approve it first. So it gives you a lot of control over what the students are actually seeing. You can get join codes, which pretty simple, straightforward way to join classes, and then also you can manage your classes and invite parents. So under manage class, we have a few features here. You can see with different types of sign-in modes, managing students, enabling parent access, settings for your blog, the appearance. So this is a really, for a free application, this does a lot of stuff. So if I just head back to where we were before, again, this is the teacher view of the classroom. So I'll just head back to what is in this class. Now I'm going to hop over to the student view to see what they see. And if we click on over here, get join code, you're going to see, sorry, that was the add item, but if you click on the get join code, here you can see a text code which is enabled for a certain amount of time. And that'll prevent too many students from hopping into your class you don't want. So I'm just going to copy that real quick because I'm going to be using that to log into this class as a student. So if I hop over to my other browser, here you can see from the student perspective, pretty simple login. Click on I'm a student. Now you can see me here obviously in the camera. This can be used on a digital device, be it a phone, an iPad, even this computer here, to scan a QR code, and that QR code can give you direct access to the class, which is a really neat feature, especially for the young ones where typing might be a little bit more difficult. This QR code makes it really simple. Now by simply adding that code I just had, I'm going to click on that student sign in. So here you can see I ran into a bit of a problem, but I want to add, or I want to log in as a student.
So one of the things I wasn't particularly caring for was just this. It's sort of a cumbersome way to get in to your account. Sometimes you're trying to get into places and it can back you out, or it may cause you to actually have to move around a bit. So here we are now in the student view, and you can see the class that I'm in. There's nothing yet added to my journal. But you can see I have some features over here as a student within the class, and I want to join a class. So now that I've logged in to my student account, I should be able to add that code in. And yeah, now I'm added in. Perfect. So now I can see what's in that stream, and there are some things I added before just to kind of give you a sense of what can be added. So I have some pictures, PDFs, things like that. Now, as a student view, I have options to get to the stream or my journal, which is here, the calendar, which is up here, and the blog, which is over here. So from the student view, the blog is actually integrating with the stream from the journal. So there's a lot of features kind of all bundled in one, but it doesn't look too cluttered, which I think is really good, because especially when you're using some new tools, it can take students a little while to learn how to use them. Now, to add something, if I want to go back to my journal, I just click on this plus sign here. And now I have the ability to add all sorts of stuff: drawing, video, which is in beta testing, also links, photos, or even upload files. So if I want to upload a file, let me just choose one here real quick. Let's see what we got on my desktop. So as this is loading up here, you can see I was going to pull, let's say, a screenshot here. Let's go with this one. Let's see what we got. And here you can see I have my photo hopped in. I can actually add audio over top of it. I can draw on it. Of course, the favorite thing for all students to add to anything. Word hi. So we add that in, and I'm all good with that. So we're just going to throw that into the stream. And once I upload the item, now it will be up for approval by the teacher. So it actually says it here, waiting for approval. If I go back to my teacher view, I should be able to see that by heading over to the application and all items that were unapproved. So take a look at the unapproved items in the class, and there it is. I can choose to approve it or not. I even get a little notification here to ask me to do that. So that's just the basic journaling option. From the teacher view, as I said before, there is a blog which you can create, and here is our class blog. And we can customize this blog by clicking on the gear here. So pretty simple. You can add in its own blog URL, which students can use and bookmark and save. So it acts and behaves just like a blog, but it's much more controlled because I can approve and disapprove of things that students post into it. So a lot of neat features. Really action-packed application, really a lot of included here, and most of it is for free. Now, as I said before, if you're looking to do certain things, you may get a limited amount of classes, you may get a limited amount of students, and even certain features may be limited in some ways. But certainly if your school is going a direction of trying to find ways to gather, track, demonstrate learning, and also teaching as well too, this is a great application to have. And bulk licenses can be purchased so that schools can have additional features and unlimited students classes and things like that. So we'll wrap this episode up by talking about some of the great advantages to using this particular product.
Now that you see some of the great features that Seesaw has to offer, I just wanted to close with a few thoughts on digital portfolios and also some of the advantages of this particular one. So Seesaw, I think, is one of the premier applications with regards to digital portfolios. It has a lot of advantages, including the integration with Google Apps, so it makes it very easy for students to drag and click, copy and paste, and import, export information from their drive into Seesaw. Now, of course, there's multiple mediums, meaning you can add in pictures, documents, videos, and even drawings too as well into your digital portfolios. Now, as I said said before, as the paradigm shifts to a more 21st century learning model, what we need to start thinking about is expanding our repertoire for demonstrating learning in our classrooms. And this is the product to do it. Seesaw allows us to demonstrate learning over long periods of time, but it's not something that just, shows up at the end of the school year and then disappears for the rest of the year. It's something that you can use day in, day out. It's very practical, very useful, very easy to use. Teacher control of content is really great too. Teachers are able to view everything before it actually goes into the class stream. So not only are we gathering our own information, we're actually able to see and collaborate with others on this platform. Of course, the blog integrated feature, which I showed you in the look-in, having a class blog that's easily manageable is something that's difficult to do in open cyberspace, but here in Seesaw, you're able to do that very easily. Parent access to the class is another great feature, but if we think about it a little bit deeper, parent access sort of gives parents a window into what's actually happening in our classrooms. So instead of a parent having to come in to my classroom every day to see what's actually happening, when new things are added to this digital portfolio, they get a window into our classroom. Tracking and demonstrating long-term growth is something that can be difficult to do, especially with these old guys, these here. But with Seesaw, we can do that very easily. You can look at a whole a whole body of student work throughout their entire year, throughout a marking period, and get a quick sense of what it is that they're accomplishing and how they're improving. Last but not least, I did show you the look-in Pajama PD. When you sign up for an account, they actually send you emails, or you can request that they send you emails from Seesaw, and Seesaw will give you free opportunities, or different opportunities I should say, to engage in some professional development opportunities that specifically relate to their application. This is very unique in the EdTech world. When you get large scale, I should say, applications or software, hardware brought into a district, yes, you might get some professional development attached to it, but Seesaw is a free app that you can use on your own, and you can actually get PD for that, which is really, really neat. So having heard all these advantages, it's a no-brainer. Seesaw is an application that I think all teachers should use. Students are easily able to gather information, gather projects, gather works, gather reflections, all sorts of stuff, and not only gather their own material, but also collaborate with others on the work that's going on in your classroom. So having said that, I think just thinking about it here, Seesaw is not just an application for personal student growth, it's also looking at ways that you can incorporate digital citizenship and also community building because of the collaborative nature of this product. Like I said, all things considered, I think Seesaw is a win. I will include links down in the description below, and you can check those out. Also down there, you'll find some links to my social pages, so feel free to check those out as well too. Leading to the outro, I got a new outro for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. That's going to be it, though, for me here on EdTech Library, episode number 8, Seesaw. Hope you enjoyed.